Hey there, welcome to Design Like a Pro Canva Mastery with Cynthia. In this video, I'm going to be taking you on introduction to graphic design, everything you need to know about graphic design. And then in my subsequent video, I'm going to be taking you on introduction to Canva. So without wasting much time, because I wouldn't want this video to be too long, so let's just get right into it. What exactly is graphic design? I'll say graphic design is simply the art and practice of communicating ideas and messages through visual elements such as logos, images, text, colors to convey a particular message. And here we just have that graphic design is simply the principled combination of design elements to create a visual image that conveys a message or solves a problem. So that is basically what graphic design is. The sole aim of every graphic is to just put out a particular message out there, to pass a particular information. So yeah, moving on, what exactly are graphic design elements? Here now, graphic design elements are simply the components I just mentioned, the logos, the images, the texts, and the colors that convey the whole messages. All these things come together to make up the graphic design elements. They are the composition of your design. Okay, so shortly we are going to be seeing some of these elements, and we are going to be knowing their functions and how to use them in our graphics. So the first one here is line. Lines play a crucial role in creating visual elements. They serve as a guide to the viewer's eyes, like they direct how the viewer's attention move across the flyer. They are also used for creating patterns. Some of the patterns, I think you can see some of the patterns here in the background of this particular flyer. We have so many types of lines. We have dotted lines, we have straight lines, wavy lines, and we have spiral lines here. So they are one-dimensional figure which has length but they have no width. Okay, so we also have shapes. A shape is a self-contained area with height, width, and boundaries. Examples: square and circles. I love using shapes a lot because they are used to create balance and harmony, like they give your design this harmony. They are also used to create visual interest too. We have different types of shapes. We have the geometric shapes, the one you can see here, the circles, the squares, and the triangles. And then we have the organic shapes. These organic shapes, they are basically found in nature. Example is the cloud. We have different natural shapes we can pick from the cloud. We can pick basically any kind of shapes from around. These shapes, they are referred to as organic shapes. Okay, so moving on, we have forms. Forms are typically three-dimensional representation of an object or an element. They have depth and volume, and that is one of the reasons why I love using forms. They add this realism and authenticity to your design. They make it super realistic. It just gives this, it automatically makes your design more believable and relatable. You can imagine seeing stuff like this, just like the one I used, the bell, the thumbnail, and the like buttons that you're seeing. It's just typically one of the things you come across when you are swiping or scrolling on social media. So using forms is very crucial in your design because they are able to create this authentic visual representation of items on your graphics, and it makes it really relatable to your viewers. Okay, so the next one we have here is color. Color refers to the visual property of an object that is perceived by the eyes as a result of the way it reflects or emits light, and is typically defined by its hue. Now when we mention hue, we are just referring to a particular color. Color is a powerful element when it comes to graphic design. It can evoke emotions, convey meanings, and also guide your viewers' eyes. Knowing how to effectively use colors for your background complements the design, as you can see in this particular flyer, how the background is white. Now we have different types of color. Here we have red, and these colors, they have different meanings and symbols, the things they symbolize. I think this will guide you on how to actually use them. The first one we have here is red. Red simply symbolizes energy, passion, excitement, and orange symbolizes warmth, creativity, playfulness. Yellow represents happiness, optimism, and sunshine. Then we have green, which represents nature, growth, harmony. Then we have blue, of course, that represents calmness, trust, loyalty. And then the purple, which is my favorite. Of course, you've seen how I used it in most of my flyers you've come across. Purple represents luxury, creativity, because I'm such a creative person, so I love purple so much. And then wisdom. Now going back to this other slide, the thing you see here is called a color wheel, and this color wheel is used to showing the combination of color, how color works, what color and what color you can possibly combine together, how they relate, and how to basically use them. And then the one beside it is called the color spectrum. This color spectrum just basically shows you color ranges, and you learn more about these colors as we proceed. Okay, so moving on. Okay, before we just leave, I just remember that we have colors that we call the neutral colors. These neutral colors are basically colors that you can use at any point in your design. Example is black, white, and ash. Then we have the calm colors, and then we have the warm colors. The warm colors are basically red, orange, and yellow, while the calm colors are green, blue, and purple. Okay, so moving on, the next element here is text. Text refers to the style of writing on the design. They are popularly called fonts. Yes, they are popularly called fonts, and they are simply used to communicate messages and express the ideas, the whole information the particular flyer or graphic is trying to pass. So now moving on to images. This includes stock photos, pictures, models you can see in a design, that they simply convey complex information, and they are also visually appealing. They are used to create visual interest too, as you can see in different flyers where a lot of images are used. They are trying to, for example, if it was to be a flyer that has to do with an event, a show or something like that, people would always want to see what artists or what comedians, or basically who will be coming for the particular event. So it is very important. It's a crucial part of your design. The images, knowing how to place them and how to edit them properly is really, really crucial in your design. So moving on to graphic design principles. Graphic design principles, of course, we know that for every aspect of our lives, there are principles, there are laws guiding each and every one of them on how to actually get the best out of these things. So when it comes to graphic designs, these guidelines, they are simply laid down to ensure that your designs are effective and efficient. So we are going to be seeing a few of them, which the first one here says hierarchy. Now when we talk about hierarchy, they are used for organizing your content in a way that communicates the importance of each element. They are simply the arrangement of visual elements such as texts and forms to create a clear order of importance. You can imagine in a situation where there's nothing like a hierarchy, you see information that are less important being highlighted more, and the ones that are supposed to be put out more, the ones that are supposed to be more significant, are just placed anywhere. For example, as you can see beside this flyer, where we have a heading, you know what and what information needs to be created more, that needs to be increased in size, and what information needs to appear as the body or the subheading. So it is a very important principle when it comes to graphic design. So yeah, so moving on, another principle here is alignment of elements and texts along a common axis to create order. Simply, what this alignment does is to create order and just to position things in your flyer. It is used for positioning and arranging stuff. You don't want your flyer to be really clustered. An example, the ones we have here is either you want them to appear in the middle, you want them to appear by the side, and it is more significant in texts. When you have texts on your flyer, you want them to appear in a way that they come aligned, they appear in a straight line. Example is what I just did here. The alignment and the explanation here, they are just basically on the same line. So you want to take note of that in your design, so that your designs, it is easy to just look through and skip through and see everything the person needs. It guides your viewers on what and what at what point on how to navigate the informations on the designs. Okay, so the next and last principle here is repetition. This is using consistent visual elements, texts and colors to establish sense of unity. Now this repetition plays a role in both texts and colors. You don't want to use multiple colors. As you can see in this flyer, I just use basically 3 colors: white, purple and black. And then when it comes to texts too, apart from this element here that says thank you, you want to use not more than 2 to 3 fonts. You don't want to cluster your flyers with so many fonts that it becomes too busy, too noisy, and it becomes so troublesome. Okay, so what you just want to do is to use not more than 2 to 3 fonts. And then when it comes to color too, try to repeat color across the designs, the same type of color. You don't need to add every color, you don't need to add more than 3 colors. And especially as a beginner, since you may not know how to coordinate these colors, you just need to use no more than 2 to 3 colors as you're starting out. So I think we've been able to understand graphic design principles. So if you've watched to this point of this video, I'm sure you are now really familiar with what graphic design elements are and their functions, and as well as the importance of graphic design principles. Okay, so in my next video, I'm going to be taking you on introduction to Canva, basically what you can do with Canva and how to navigate the app. So look out for that video. Until then, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you find this video really helpful. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to drop a comment. See you in my next video. Bye.